We live? Hey, and welcome to yet another episode of Witches and Wine. This is the show where we talk about witchy stuff and we drink wine. Clink and drink, clink and drink. Everybody clink and drink. Oh my God! Wait, I gotta put the clink and drink up. Where's the clink and drink?
Well, this is Clink and Drink.
Where?
The one you're on.
Oh my gosh. Clink and drink. All right. So I am your hostess with the mostest, Lola Stardust.
I am silent as Stardust.
He's my partner in crime and a wine connoisseur. And before we get started with the show, we do have a disclaimer that we always like to say. It has been brought to the up in the past. We have a dog that's snorting and a phone that's ringing or something. So there's, it's okay. It's just sounds everywhere. So it's been brought up to us in the past that, those children of the crossroads, they teach classes totally shit-faced. And it's like, well, we don't, but maybe they're talking about witches and wine. And it just seemed like they didn't like that. So we're like, if you don't want to learn about what we have to say or join in the discussion because we drink a little wine and we then there's this wonderful thing you can do. There's an X in the corner of the screen. Click it and you don't have to watch us.
You got power, you got magic, you got control. You can say, I don't want to see this shit, and boom, we're gone.
Take charge of your life. So before we bring on our guests, I would like to turn this over to our wine connoisseur. He's going to tell us about the wine. Silent as Stardust, what are we drinking today?
Tonight we are drinking a red blend called Stories and Spells. This is done by the Witching Hour line. My favorite thing that they've ever done. Really nice dark red blend, jammy, lots of oak. You're gonna get some cherries. You're gonna get some coffee. You're gonna get some chocolate. You're gonna get some mocha, and just really, really oaky for such a jammy bottle.
You're jammy.
Not expensive at all. About $15 a bottle, and yeah, just really, really pleasant. And being that it's this time of year where we're in the spooky season, I thought it'd be appropriate, especially with tonight's topic.
Yeah.
And this is a bottle that we actually donated to this event.
Oh, that's right.
And had as one of the raffle prizes.
See how smart he is.
So I'm going to go ahead and step out now, and I will let Lola bring in our guest.
Thank you, sweetie. Mwah. I love you.
Love you too.
Get the hell out of here.
Take
the dog with you. Go. Nene, go. All right, come on. Come on, sit, Rachel, sit. Roll over. You're so much taller than me. I feel like I'm like your little kid. I have to be. Hi, Rachel. Welcome to the show. This is a good friend of mine and one of the. Well, it's Rachel. Do you have a new last name because you got married?
I do not.
Are you still Rachel Heatley?
Yes, I am.
Rachel Heatley. She's so independent, and I never took my husband's last name either. He's not even looking. Anyway, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here.
Yes.
So, Rachel and I were actually talking about when we very first met. It was like about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Was it 4 or 5 years? 4 or 5
Yep.
years ago, at a Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
And we got along really well, and we've just bonded and gotten along. And so, she moved up here from Arizona, right?
Yep.
And so there was this amazing event. I don't know if you pagans locally know about it, but there was a lot of people. It was called Northwest Pagan Fest. It was, when was it? The weekend of
September 17th.
September 17th. So 2022. So it was at the UU. It was amazing. And this is the one that created it and was the founder. And it was really amazing. So I want to ask you, what made you want to do this? Like, what influenced you? What was your inspiration?
So like you said, I moved here from Arizona, and Phoenix Pagan Pride is amazing. And there was nothing here like that. And I was like, what do you mean there's nothing here like that? And I've been up here 7 years now. And so probably a little before I met you, I was talking about it. And I was like, we really should do something. Like, the pagan community really needs to have something, you know? I'm like, because we're the biggest city, like, other than the West Side. We're the biggest city, like, all the way through Montana.
I know.
Like, why don't we have anything here? And we have such a big pagan community. It's like
bigger than I
didn't know it was that big, actually.
Yeah, I had no idea. Like, we've been doing a lot of community things for a long time. A lot of us ladies have helped plan and stuff, and we get a nice show. But I seriously, I mean, I knew it wasn't everybody, but we'll get to that. We'll get to the reaction of how many people. So yeah, so go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. So it just after the COVID, the pandemic, I was just like, shit needs to happen. Excuse my language.
Oh, we cuss all the time. Fuck.
Shut your fucking mouth, Rachel.
Fuck, Rachel.
I was just like, everybody has been through so much. It didn't just affect, different groups. It affected everybody.
Yeah.
And I was like, we need to celebrate us. And I was like, just shit or get off the pot, Rachel. Like, it was my idea a long time ago. And I was just like, let's make it happen. So
now, how come we couldn't call it Pagan Pride? What was up with that?
So that is actually copyrighted or patented, whatever the words are. Trademark.
Yeah, whatever.
And so the people that actually own that are non-communicative, as it were.
Really?
For giving you approval to use the name. So they're unresponsive. And I tried contacting them for probably 3 to 4 months.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
you're like, well, let's do it, but call it something different.
Yeah. So I contacted other pagan prides that already have approval to use the name. And they were like, yeah, the only reason we are allowed to be called that is because we got approval way back when.
Wow.
So they're like, they don't do anything for us, so call it something else.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting. Well, I mean, so that kind of is, I feel that that's meant to be, because this is like Spokane's thing.
Yeah.
It's our thing.
Yes.
And so that, I like that we have a different name.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So when you decided to do this, when you finally were like, because I get it, you have ideas and you're like, oh, I want to do this. And then you're like, I'm going to freaking do this. You reached out to 2 of our friends who are actually 2 coven members in my coven. And they, even before they were coven members, I've been friends with them. You reached out to them.
Yeah.
What made you reach out to these 2 crazy women?
Exactly that. They're crazy like me. They thought we could do it, and they were all on board. They were just like, I was like, I have this idea, and they're like, do it.
Yeah.
We'll help you.
Oh my God. And so what was it like when you were planning? Did you guys have an idea of what it would look like? Like and compared to what it turned out to be and your vision, how far off were the 2? Was it pretty close?
Very close.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, because I have the example of the Phoenix Pagan Pride, and they had the entertainment, and they had the vendors, and they had the classes. And I was like, okay, I really like this model, and I want to copy it and bring that up here, because we have so much to offer up here.
Is Pagan Pride usually, is it only a day, or is it like a weekend thing or something?
In Phoenix, it has grown to a 2-day event.
Okay. When you were attending it, was it just one day?
Yeah.
Okay. So this was one day, but we very easily could make this a 2-day thing at some point, because there was so many people.
There was.
Do you know about how many people? Do you have an idea of?
We guesstimate about 1,000 to 1,200 people were there.
Christ, it was. So I'm gonna be honest with you. So when you guys are planning this, I was like, yay, I love this, and I was like, they'll probably get, I was thinking maybe like, 500, maybe 400, 500 people. I was like, that would be really successful.
Yeah.
I was like, that would be great.
Yeah.
And we, Phil and I, my Silenist and I went there, and we had a table for the coven, and we're watching people just come in, because we were right there in the front, and just watching. And it filled up, and then they went outside, and the inside was full. Outside, I didn't even get to look at it until later.
Yeah.
And I walked outside, and what was a vendor row, which was impressive. How many vendors?
26.
Oh, so great. And you're walking, and then there's people saying they had to park way far away, and it was a walk. And then there was this, where we were at the UU, and there was this outside, there was like a pretty little arch, and people just assumed, because they were coming from the other side, that, oh, this is where we entered. It took you right down vendor row. So you guys didn't even see, none of us saw that, but me and my husband were walking, we saw people just flood, like like I felt like I was like, am I in Spokane? It was so exciting. We were just standing there going, this is our city. Like these are our people. There's this many pagans that like it was unbelievable, and it was amazing. So the fact that they came out, and what I like what you guys were doing is it wasn't just about pagans, right? Wasn't there an idea that you were like it was for anyone? Like you tried to make
it's called Northwest Pagan Fest, but it's really for anyone. It's for, people who want to learn about paganism, friends and family of
people who are into
spirituality,
yeah,
friends and family of pagans who just want to learn more. Like it's, and a lot of people associate paganism with witchcraft, which that is a small part.
That's paganism is the umbrella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a Christian term, and it's basically any religion that's not of the Abrahamic religion.
Well, doesn't pagan mean country dweller? I think that's what they would call the country dwellers were pagans because they were country dwellers. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so it kind of makes sense. I want to say that I was doing readings there, and I was getting customers that weren't even pagan, that were just curious. Mm-hmm. My mom or my sister was in town from Seattle, and she read about it in the paper.
Oh my God.
And I said, and she goes, and it was like a couple days before that it started. And my sister was reading about it. I think did it come out a couple days?
On Friday.
The Friday before. The day before. Okay. Yep. So she's reading about it, and she's like, do you know about this? And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing readings. I go, the girls that create, or what would you call the co-founders? The board. I was like, I'm really good friends with them, and she was like, I want to go. And my sister is Christian and conservative, and she was like, I want to go. Like she really wanted to go.
Mom went and enjoyed it.
Your Catholic mom. Yeah. It's amazing. The turnout was great. Were you? Oh, okay. This is a dumb question, but I want to get into the. Okay, so you have to understand, Rachel had a wedding that she was planning, and Pagan Fest, and they were 2 weeks apart. Yeah. So our friend Rachel's insane, and so I want to know.
Clink and drink to insanity.
Clink and drink. Well, I need more wine, but look at that. Clink and drink to insanity.
Clink and drink to Rachel.
Clink and drink to Rachel for being insane, and I'm just pouring this, man. I don't. Let me do that again. And drink. I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
I was insane.
That you're insane. So when you were there, and it was all in front of you.
Yes.
Okay. What was going on in your mind? Because I saw you running around, and you had that look like, gotta get shit done, right? And I get that because that's what we do. We like gotta get shit done. But did you stop and take a look sometimes?
I did.
Okay, good.
I did.
Yeah. And I know that like, so we got Kohana and Celine, and they were part of it. I know you guys were like, Kohana, you were vending, right? Yes. So you got to see all the. How was that from the vendor?
Sat down. I put myself in a corner so I could watch both entrances.
Yeah.
And I barely sat down. It was like almost a constant stream of people. And I'm like, she was thinking, oh, maybe we'll have like, 300-400 people.
That's what I was like. On a successful day, 500.
Be like 1,000 people here. Well,
there's no way of. There was.
And they were excited.
Sorry, my camera angles. I'm making you all sick.
No,
Jesus.
People were excited. There was this extremely positive energy,
so good.
and people are like, I saw people come around more than once.
Yeah,
she had like stalkers. It was cute, like in a good way. Like she had like the frequent flyers who would just come around because she had kind of a goth booth, so she sort of attracted the gothier crowd. It was really sweet. But no, I was gonna say like when you asked the question about is this like kind of like what your expectation, what your idea was.
Yeah.
So for me, now Rachel has the experience of having the other organizations and things that she's been to. I've never been to a big pagan festival. The biggest pagan festival I've been to is Beltane when we had it at Medical Lake. and I was like maybe 80 people one time.
Was that the one that
and I was the May crown?
You were the
I was the May queen, so I loved
the
that.
May queen.
Yeah, I was the
yeah.
May queen, and I remember that was really big and it was really cool.
It was really cool.
I was like, that was a successful event.
Like if we get 100 people at our Sabbats, that that's what
blows our mind.
It blows our mind because
Yeah. So while I was hoping for the 500 to 1,000 people, I was like, well, this is Spokane. It was
people coming in from Montana.
Yeah.
People, when I was manning the booth for the Coven, I had people say they had drove as far as 4 to 6 hours away to attend this.
Yeah.
To come and I heard from Montana, I heard from Wenatchee, from Seattle, from Southern Idaho.
Yeah.
From Boise, from Utah. And I was like, wow. And someone said they had a friend that was coming from Colorado. They just hadn't arrived yet.
Wow. Yeah. Well, and so we've been to some pretty big festivals. This just blew my mind. I mean, it just, I was like, and I felt like, man, I am like eating crow right now. Cause I really was like, if they are successful, 500, that was like my,
yeah.
I think it's 500.
I think at 500, I still would have felt it was very successful.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But I wouldn't, like, the energy that happened there, I still, if I think about it,
yeah.
Now I'm like,
yeah.
Like, it's so exciting.
So you guys, cool. So you are already thinking for next year. Because this is going to be a yearly thing.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let me ask you, what would you do differently?
Ooh. I would definitely have more volunteers. That are and have the
committees.
Yes.
You want to do committees.
Yes.
Yeah.
And have specific jobs for specific people.
Yeah.
Because it was here, go do this really fast.
Well, and that's and Phil and I thrive on that because we've gone to the ATC festivals, and a lot of times it's all volunteers, and sometimes you got to wing it, and and we're used to that. We're used to what do you need me to do? Like, what do you need? So for us, that was.
You guys were definitely MVP.
That was we were in our groove. Like, what do you want me to do? Oh, I'll tell that person, and I love that shit. Like, I'm like, you know what, whatever. But yeah, it's, what, you had to find out.
It's our service. We want to help get the message and make things successful and be there for our friends to help facilitate things happening.
Yeah,
for sure.
It was amazing. So committees, more volunteers.
Yes.
Are you looking at bigger space? Obviously.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
the UU church, they were amazing.
Oh,
I loved them.
Yeah.
But
just you outgrew
big. Yeah, we outgrew it before we even
started.
Really.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was. Yeah, because that's the thing. It was the first year. We didn't know we could have 50 people,
or you could have 1,000 or
1,200. Like
1,200. Yeah. So there's no way of knowing that.
No.
So, but that's good though, because this was, I always called this beta testing. You know, this is beta, and there's going to be some mistakes, and there's going to be things. So, what went really well for you? Like, what was that was great, and we want to bring it back, or I know you guys really like the divination room. I was in the divination room, and the divination and healing room was, and I was only there for 2 hours. There was a non-stop crowd of people.
Yeah.
You could easily bring in more people. You could bring in people from other cities to come in and do that.
We do.
Yeah.
Yep. I think if we had about 15 to 20 people.
Because we only really had 5 spaces.
We only had 5
at any one time. So if we had 15 spaces.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, because we didn't want to put them so close together that you would be hearing each other. We wanted to give you some space.
Yeah. And there was a lot of space. It was nice. And so it worked out, but that I've never seen, that line was constant. And one of the tarot readers and vendors, Melissa, was saying that she was so busy that they were referring people to the divination room, which was great, because I love that we all work together. Right.
There was a feeling of community.
Yeah. It was a great communal feeling. We ran into people that I would have never expected to see, You know what I mean? I ran it. There was so many people that I never have met, never even seen. I'm like, where have you been? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was pretty cool. So, what are your plans for like next year? Like, what are you looking at? Like, what is a goal? What is it already brewing?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. So obviously a bigger place, the UU, we appreciate you so much. And if we want to do fundraising places or fundraising events, UU will be a great place because it'll probably be smaller people.
Yeah.
But we're looking and talking with SCC right now.
And that's for out of towners.
Oh, yeah.
Because all 4 watchers here, we have such a huge crowd. If you don't know what SCC is, it's Spokane Community College.
Which is a huge campus.
We're pretty big. We're a big deal.
It's, you know.
Oh, it's still at 4. I thought it went down to 3. One person goes, "For my ass," leaves. It's been going between 1 and 5.
Community college.
Fuck community college. Let's clink and drink. Let's clink and drink to community college. Come on, you guys. I went to community college. I went to community college. Oh my God, this is so fun. Okay, so
more diverse pagan representation.
Yes, that's our goal for next year.
What is it?
More diverse pagan representation.
I really want to get some of the Asian religions to come in and talk about, Buddhism
Their
and
traditional.
Shinto. Yeah, their traditions. Because it's not just Wiccans, it's not just heathens, it's not just,
Celtics.
Yeah.
And we love all of those,
yes,
but there's more to it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much more.
Yeah.
And
by the way, I didn't introduce you to.
I'm Kohana.
That's Kohana.
That's
Celine. You've been on the show before, so I just realized, I'm like, yeah, we're just showing these random people that we don't know why they're here. No, so more pagan diversity.
Yes.
Yeah.
We wanted to get the indigenous, the Buffalo Trace Society.
And they actually they had a prior engagement. They popped in for just a short bit. They loved it, and they are on board for next year. Yeah.
Very cool.
So are you looking at next year as I just want to point out that me and my husband were out on a smoke break, not cigarettes. And we were walking back into the entrance, and a guy pulled up, and that's when I knew that this was successful. A guy pulled up in the car, and he goes, "Hey, can I bring my goat in there?" And I went, "Sure." It wasn't my call, but I'm like, "Fuck yeah, bring your goat." There was a goat at Pagan Fest.
I actually saw it. I was sitting in my booth, and I looked.
You could smell it too.
No. I'm like, Chris, is that a fucking goat? And she busts out laughing, and I'm like, there's a damn goat.
There's a fucking goat. You know it's a successful Pagan Fest when there's a goat.
I hope his name falls.
And I saw, we were watching people and the drumming and who did you have? Who was playing? Oh, you had so many entertaining.
So much entertainment.
So the band was Dream Quest.
Yep. Who got that hooked up for you? The band.
Maybe you.
I'm like, I would say, yeah, I did. I'm the one that put you in that door. They're really good.
They are.
I have connections.
She does. She knows people.
I know people. I'm important. So yeah, Dream Quest, which was awesome.
Yes.
And
then we had the belly dancing
Serpentine
Society, which I ran into belly dancers. Their coach was an old friend of ours.
Oh.
Yeah, which was crazy. Yeah, we haven't seen her in like over 10 years.
Wow.
Right?
It's bringing people together.
Yeah. And she knows me by my Muggle name, but she saw me up front introducing under Lola, but she's looking at me going, and so when I came, I go, "Hey, what's up?" And she goes, "I knew that was you." And I go, "Yeah, I don't use my Muggle name anymore." She knew me. That's how far back she knew me when I was going by. Yeah, so it was really cool. So you had the belly dancers.
Yes. We had an entertainer named Dashel. He's great. He couldn't stay that long, and the entertainer he brought to replace him She was amazing, and I'm so sorry I can't remember her name right now because it was I was running around. Yeah, kind of running around.
Lovely though. We want both of them back.
They were great.
Yeah, the entertainment was great. People were loving it, and then you had just people drumming like a drum circle.
Yeah.
And that constant drumming.
Mm-hmm.
You just feel like you're somewhere magical.
Yeah. And the vendors were all helping each other out, referring other people to the different stalls. So there wasn't any of the cattiness that you can sometimes get in these events.
It was pure community.
And that that attitude that the vendors had, what's the word I'm looking for here? Prosperity. The prosperity of the day was absolutely amazing for our vendors, which is what we were hoping. Almost every single vendor, in fact, every single vendor I have talked to said they did better at this event than they've done at any other event.
I heard a lot of them saying they almost went out of inventory.
Yeah, and I love that because it shows that we had a need for them to be there because people needed and wanted and enjoyed their products and what they were vending. Yeah. But also like there's just such a like when you start buying stuff and you start like telling other people to go to other booths and that beautiful shared prosperity, it just turned out so well. Everybody just paid it forward.
Support your fellow pagans.
Yeah, and we were
wonderful.
Walking through the vendor hall, vendor row was there was such an amazing feeling of I literally had to pinch myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, I felt like I was in Seattle. Now I want to tell you guys, and I know if there's anyone watching from Seattle, we love you guys in Seattle, but Spokane has always been, and this is what I was saying earlier, we are the bratty kid sister that follows Seattle around like, oh, can I be included? Can I be invited? And Seattle's like, whatever, little sister. Like, can't you see I'm talking to my friends? And so you have to understand, for Spokane to have something like this was fucking huge. Well, it was amazing.
The keynote speaker, so to speak, the biggest presenter, was actually from Seattle, and her and I were talking, and she'd commented that this was a larger turnout than she's gotten at any of the Seattle events.
Wow.
So do we have people that are
they're commenting, they're appreciating that they were talking about goats and drum circles, and.
So note for this next year, goats and drum circles.
Yes, goats and drum circles.
Got it.
Actually, we could talk to the River Sanctuary.
I actually have a friend who is a sheep and goat farmer. Who is
so we're gonna have a lot of goats,
apparently.
But we got to get volunteers that are gonna clean up goat poop.
But no sacrifice.
No goat sacrifices. No goat sacrifices. So
maybe kids. I'm kidding.
She's not. Well-behaved goats, please.
Well-behaved goats.
Oh my God.
Well-behaved goats, please. So for next year, so you're just still gonna go with 1 day for next year. You're not ready for the 2 day.
We are.
Yeah, I get it. That's a lot. That's a lot.
So there's a lot of technical stuff in the background that people don't see, obviously, when you have a big event like that, because you have to rent the space.
Yeah.
So if you have a 2 day event, that means you have to charge the vendors more, or you have to charge more for other things to pay for that second day. So we don't want to get too big for our britches right away.
Yeah.
So
no, and that
event, but it was only 6 hours this year, so maybe we'll do it like
8 hours. Yeah.
Maybe if we can go into the evening a little bit. People have said they want to maybe do the fire dancers and stuff like that, which would be great. Again, it's what the place will allow us to do as well.
Yeah. So food. Let's talk about food, because that was a huge part of, like, you guys so you ran out.
We did.
Which is great, but also I liked what you did. You said, we're providing this. So there was pizza
and soda. Yep.
Pizza and soda, which was simple, ready, but it went out pretty quick, I think. And then you only did it for 2 hours. You only did it for 2 hours. And then you told people to bring their own lunch, bring their own food. So that was important.
One food truck vendor as well.
Oh yeah, you guys had
very well.
They did better than they do on their 3-day festival.
So who was the food truck vendor?
They're called Wake and Bake.
Oh my God,
they're great.
Oh my God,
they had coffee and then they also had food.
Yeah.
They had great coffee. She gave me a coffee because she's like, "Here, you need this."
I
was like, "Yes, I do. Thank you."
Yes.
We had Mother Bear's Bakery which isn't necessarily like you can eat it there, but like it's not necessarily an eat their treat. But we see people eating, they sold so completely out pretty much.
It was so cool. It was so awesome to see our city just be celebrated and bring out everybody and meet new people. And I never once felt uncomfortable, felt like I couldn't be me. I could, because even and this isn't talking bad about because I would hope it isn't, because I've put together a lot of things in Spokane. So I don't want to put it down because I enjoyed them, but there's always at some point that feeling of there's a divide, also cliquey, and I think this just didn't even give you the opportunity to do that, because it was like there was so much going on. Yeah, there was so many things, and we had workshops. What workshops did we have?
So we had
the crystal one, right?
The Crystal 101, things that you won't learn in a regular class, which was great.
Yeah.
Archetypes.
The archetypes by D. Blisswitch.
D. Blisswitch, yeah.
Thank you.
And Gwydion Pendragon was the crystal.
Crystal.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we had Karen Olson. She was the one that came all the way over from the other side of the state.
Yes.
Karen's awesome.
We've met Karen.
We've got to engage with Karen a couple times, and she's awesome.
Yeah. I met Karen.
You met her at Spring Mysteries?
I originally met her at Hecate Sickle. I think she was a guest. You weren't at that one, but she was, I believe.
She was present in the room with you when you had the live episode there.
Oh.
Was she?
Yeah, she was in the room with you guys.
Well, I just remember I know her. I know her.
She talked about the Wheel of the Year.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And then Julia Hayes. Reclaiming Your Ancient Knowledge.
Yeah. Reclaiming Your Ancient. And that was the one I shared the table with, right? And she was so sweet. I didn't want to move her stuff because she had beautiful stuff. I was like, if it was just like cards or something, I would have been like, but she had all this beautiful. I'm like, I don't want to touch your stuff. So she's like, please just move it over. I was like, okay. Like,
so, speaking of workshops, I'm planning on doing one next year.
Okay.
Oh, what are you going to do?
I was going to do deity and wine.
Deity and wine. Now, are we able to do alcohol, though?
I can talk about how to incorporate these into your rituals and your workings with deity, even if we're not able to partake of any alcohol. I can still talk about the process of home practice and group practice and incorporate this.
And if you want a preview of that, we're going to be doing that with the Spokane Magical Mood.
Yes.
I believe.
When are we doing?
I was looking at August because that's like a perfect day.
Yeah. Because I don't know if you know this about us, but we like wine.
What?
And
so wine and witches.
I don't know what are you talking about.
Tell you what, this has too many notes to be a chug. You can't chug this wine.
It almost came out of my nose, Rachel. God damn it. All right.
It's how I do.
I know it's how you do. So, well, I just want to say, as someone who was there, and I didn't get to experience it as a visitor because we were doing our booth, which let me tell you, by the way, this was great for our coven and for not people necessarily, because you see our space. We don't have enough room for a big coven, but we do so much online.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were able to hand out those flyers and advertise Witches and Wine, our Discord stuff.
Yeah.
We had so many people that Monday and that week after pop in and go, yeah, I got your stuff at Pagan Fest. It was so fucking cool.
That's
it was
so awesome.
So great.
And you
so
got to
great.
sit next to your mommy coven.
Our mommy coven. Yeah, we sat next
really
to people of the woods and we were just kind of like, mommy, baby. Like,
we have people asking where they can sign up to do a workshop if they were able to attend.
You're working on a website, aren't you? But you can email, right?
You can absolutely
please email us.
Let me put that on here.
Yeah, you have a banner, right?
Can you tell them, Rachel, that I'm compiling a huge list?
So we're compiling a huge list.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, northwestpaganfest@gmail.com.
Yep.
We are going through and organizing the emails by discussions, by volunteers, by vendors, because this has hit so many people that we're gonna we're gonna have to be a little more organized.
Yeah, and you're eventually
chaos. What?
Yeah, what? You're eventually gonna have a website, right?
We are. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to.
Mhm.
Yep. Another fundraiser or so, because again, all this stuff costs money. We are a nonprofit through Washington State.
Yes, that's
And-
another thing.
Yep.
Yep.
And we're in the process of getting the 501c3 through the federal. So,
Yeah.
So we are a nonprofit.
Nice.
According to Washington.
Yep.
None of us got paid this year. It was all everything was volunteer.
Everything was volunteer.
Everything.
Yeah,
blood, sweat, and tears.
All of the speakers, all of the entertainers, everybody was volunteer.
Yep.
So we are hoping to. That's one thing we would like to see next year is that we're able to do at least a small stipend to our entertainers, to our speakers, just to kind of give them a little bit more of a thank you for being there and for giving us the time. They were so gracious and so wonderful.
Well, and it's free advertising too.
Yeah,
when that's how I've always looked at it, because I did a lot of the workshop coordinating and events planning for the ATC festivals.
Yeah.
So I had to reach out to these people and say, this is volunteer, and some of them were like, I need to get paid, I can't. And I get that. And I'm like, that's cool.
Absolutely.
But there was a lot of people that were like, that's advertising for us. That's getting us out there. And they ended up making more money than we probably could have paid them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So does anyone have any questions or comments? Let's look and see. What is a perf? PERF, I don't even know. Pagan Entertainment Redundant Fucker.
Referral fund?
What?
Referral fund?
I don't know what I'm saying.
Redundant fucker.
You redundant fucker.
You redundant fucker.
I'm just going to put that up there because it's funny and I don't even know what it means. But thank you, Dakota Reese Music. Dakota Reese.
Dakota Reese is Chrysalis.
Is that Chrysalis? Oh, okay. I was like, hi, Chrysalis. No, that's Dakota Reese Music. That's not Chrysalis.
It is Chrysalis.
Hi, you.
Is that you, Chrysalis?
There's gonna be a delay.
There'll be a delay.
So,
redundant
all right.
fucker delay.
So, anything else you guys want to say? We're at 37 minutes. That's cool. Anything else you want to say about what the plans are that I might not be aware of, or I'm not asking? Like, what are your goals? What are your
so we are going to do some fundraising throughout the year. So please keep an eye out on our social media.
Yeah.
For that, so in December of 2023, our goal is to have a Yule Ball.
Yeah, that's right. And is that put on by Northwest
Pagan Fest? It will be a fundraiser for Northwest Pagan Fest.
Awesome.
It will be a ball. It will be in my head. I see if anyone's Harry Potter fans.
It'll be out of her head too.
It'll be out of her head
out of
too.
my head, but
Yeah,
in
yeah.
my head, I see kind of the Harry Potter Christmas ball, the Yule ball that they have.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
I want the traditional robes that Ron had to wear.
Yes. Everyone has to wear traditional clothing.
Yes,
Sorry.
absolutely.
That's the rules. But that's December of 2023. So we got
Christmas
over a
announcement.
year.
Yeah, that's me. Yep. Chrysalis. I thought that was okay.
So, what else is happening?
Oh, is there a way to find out what vendors' products are signed up for next year? I believe that's emailing.
Oh, we can, once we get a website, what we'll do is start posting that stuff. That's a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great
Why,
idea.
Jessica, would you be interested in?
Is that our Jessica?
Right.
That is our Jessica.
That's our Jessica.
Are you volunteering to
local?
do that?
Can we?
How local?
She's in Sprague.
This is Sprague.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Not on Sprague.
Oh no, I know what you mean. You have to drive.
In Sprague, which is like 30 minutes from here. So yeah.
Really gorgeous jewelry.
Oh, cool.
I have a couple of talents. Yeah,
Oh.
we know. We've heard.
She got a yes, you do for me.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You were gonna say something, Celine?
Oh, I was gonna say, Northwest Pagan Fest. We are working on the fundraisers. I always do a celebration of Tanabata, and this next year we are going to do a fairly large Tanabata.
Ooh.
And it's going to be called Starfest because I want to emphasize that I am not an authority on Shinto anything. I just love the culture and I want to share it with people. And we're going to make it a very large fundraiser. So
is that going to be for Pagan?
It's for Northwest
Pagan.
Fest.
Okay.
Yeah. So Northwest Pagan Fest is going to fund my adventure so that all the money from it goes to them. So please come spend lots of money there.
Yes, we'll have. So there's a lot of local groups here in town that want to support this. I know that our coven, Children of the Crossroads, in case you didn't know who we were, we would love to sponsor, and I know we'll get that information. And just help each other out, When we
get close to the event next year, we'll have you on again so you can talk about what's changed.
Yes, because we were gonna try to have them on before, but it was just too busy, too much. So that's why we're having afterwards. But I think this is awesome that we can talk about this and get people hyped to know that it was great. Well, hi.
well, like before, it's all speculation, and now we're like, damn, people showed up.
Yeah. This is what you got. People were really excited.
Like there was posts on Facebook that people couldn't come because they couldn't find parking. Like that's crazy.
Oh my God, really?
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah,
So,
there was. Yeah, it was great.
So SCC, Spokane Community College, is on a bus line, has
Yes, thank
tons of parking.
Yeah.
It has, if you look
It's
on
all
MapQuest.
ADA available as well. So if you have a stroller or a wheelchair, you're good.
And then again, this isn't finalized. But
It is not. That's our we really
potential.
want this.
Potential.
If we don't get this place, the place we have, we'll still have plenty of parking.
Yes,
We'll still be ADA okay.
Yes.
Everything. Because those were things we learned that we need this next year.
Yes.
And that's
and I insist on the ADA.
Yeah.
We saw too many people struggling on that gravel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was struggling, and
I was struggling too.
I'm just not a walker. I don't like to walk.
I don't like uneven ground.
Shit. But that's just me. So, anything else you guys want to add before we wrap it up and stick it in? That's totally
what's happening after this.
You really have to wrap it up? Well, safe sex.
Sheathe your dagger before you stab her.
Clink and drink to safe sex and sheath your dagger, before you stab her. We're ridiculous.
I would say we should probably
until you're married.
Yeah, and then it's all it's like raw dogging all night.
I was gonna say, unless you don't want kids, then keep that freaking shit, baby.
I guess I would just like to say thank you for everyone. Everyone.
And we are gonna, this is gonna be on our recording, so people will watch it later. So the 4 people, thank you, but later on, maybe a bigger audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think we should mention our sponsors from this year?
Yeah, mention the sponsors. Who were the sponsors? Do you want to take?
Petunia and Loomis.
Petunia and Loomis.
Hearth and Stars.
Hearth and Stars.
Shadow Fox Witchery, which is Kohana's.
People of the Woods.
People of the Woods.
Yep, that's my mother coven.
Yep, and we had Lilac Grove, Rick Henderson of Lilac Grove was a sponsor as well, which is a druid order in town.
Nice.
And then we also had Moonhill Mystery School, which was Karen Olson.
Oh, cool.
A friend of ours who wanted to remain anonymous.
Yeah.
Oh,
cool. But we can say it here because we already talked about it.
No.
She just didn't want a name on the back because it looked weird having one person's name. No?
I'll keep it.
All right.
They do it for a reason.
It was me! No.
Yeah,
it wasn't her.
Oh, the Spokane Magical Jade sponsor as well because we both put in enough. We put in time and lots of money.
That's
helps. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you. So speaking of People of the Woods, so Graybeard, who is the high priest of People of the Woods, and he's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And he's come to a lot of events. Yep. And there's people have opinions on Graybeard. I love him. You know what? He's got things that you wouldn't want to repeat, and that you would want to repeat.
There you go.
And the proof is in the pudding. I am one of his students, and I think I turned out okay. So I'm all right. I'm all right. But Graybeard, I know him, and when he goes to public events, he's been there, done that. He's been around. He was like a happy little child.
He was so fucking happy.
He's like, there's so many people here. And he came in and he goes, there's people coming in the other end. And then he was like, this is amazing. And he's like, I mean, like, just watching an elder in our community that's been around get excited again, that really, like, spoke to me.
That he's never seen anything like it.
Yeah. In his 50 plus years of being in the craft.
Yeah, he's
That's
never
awesome.
seen. So I mean, you guys, we're not. This was a huge success. It was amazing. Next year, come support us. We're gonna be talking about it. We're gonna be promoting it. We're gonna be like all the things. It is the Spokane pagans what we want to see, and like we said, even non-pagans, and there were so many people that were not even pagan
We
and
had
just
a photographer offer to take care Narayan teacher, and he just approached us, and I said, we can't pay you, and he said, that's fine.
yeah.
I don't think he's pagan at all. He just wanted to come and support the organization.
Oh, dude, I saw people, but
it's wonderful.
I saw people there that you could tell that they might not have been pagan, but they were either pagan adjacent or pagan supportive,
Pagan friendly.
pagan friendly,
curious.
pagan curious.
Yep.
Aren't we all a little pagan curious?
I'm curious about
I was
everything.
pagan curious in college. It only happened one time, and she was really pretty, and I didn't. Oh, sorry, that's something different. Anyway, so yeah,
What's her stage name?
what?
Pagan curious.
Pagan Curious was her stage name. So again, you guys, I'm gonna put this back up. If you have any questions about Northwest Pagan Fest, email there at northwestpaganfest@gmail.com. Who's handling those emails? Are you gonna
Me!
have fun with that?
No! Yes, I will. Please send me your email.
Send the
It
emails.
is a labor of love. I want to reach out to everybody. We're going to send out just generic newsletters as we get closer to events to let people know what's up. So please pay attention to those.
Yep.
Yeah. Send me your emails.
Send the emails. Send the questions. They're also on Facebook under Northwest Pagan Fest.
Yep.
And Instagram under Northwest Pagan Fest.
Yep.
So you can find them there. Thank you so much for being here. This was amazing. You guys, I love you ladies. This was so great. You really pulled this off. I wanted to just, it meant a lot to this old lady. This old lady.
You're not that old, much older than me. Do you see this? Do you see?
I see it.
Streaks.
It's your sex streaks. Mine is just silk. It's tinsely. So let's do our little thing. What am I doing? So if you want to help donate to Children of the Crossroads, because we also are a 501c3 nonprofit. What letter number? You know, we do, I don't know if you know this, but we doing stuff almost every day online. And it takes a lot of energy. And also just to help us out, because we like to try to help the community. You can donate to our PayPal, which is right here, or there's our PayPal me, COTCATC, or our Venmo, if that is your cup of tea, our venmo.com, COTCATC. And if you also have any questions about what we do, who we are, if you want to be a guest on our show, if you have show ideas, if you're just like, why are you the way you are, you can email us at
crossroadscommon@gmail.com.
I'm sorry, what was that?
crossroadscommon@gmail.com.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a blessed day. Remember, always walk with the goddess and be kind to everyone. And remember all that stuff. And until next time, blessed be. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night. And yay!